We're going to shape our biscotti now for our first bake. What I've done is I've gone ahead and done two. We're going to roll the biscotti into a log shape. We're going to do it gently and with a lot of love. I have some bread flour on the bench so I don't stick. If your biscotti dough is sticky, don't hesitate to put flour on it. These cookies are meant to be dry, so we're going to do that with intention. So I've rolled it nice. It's pretty even. I can come back in here and I'm going to set it inside. If I'm a little bit longer, I can then shape it to fit the sheet pan and make sure it's nice and even. And then it lays in there nice. Well, I'm going to do one more, and if I'm a little sticky, on this guy's a little bit stickier, I'm going to go in and roll him, and if I feel like he's getting sticky in some parts, I'll get a little flour off the bench and kind of roll it and bring that flour to me. I don't want to add so much that it becomes a part or a component of the actual cookie dough, but I don't want to stick to it either. So, like I said, it's okay with biscotti because it's meant to be a dry cookie anyways. Like I said, we're going to dip it in our coffee and it's going to be delicious. So they're all four. What's going to happen is they're going to spread a little bit. We're going to bake them for 20 minutes at 365. We're going to pull them out and let them cool down. We're going to slice them for our second bake. I'm going to show you how to do that next. And it's just a delicious cookie. It's so good dipped in chocolate. Our biscotti are ready to come out of the oven, and they look beautiful. It's the first bake. We baked them for 20 minutes at 365. They're coming around the rotating oven. We're going to pull them out, let them sit on the rack, let them cool down enough to be able to touch them, because then we're going to come back and slice them on the bias like I told you. Here they come. They look really good. And on the bias, then we're going to lay them flat and toast them and dry them out. Like I said, it's a twice-baked cookie. I'm going to stop our oven. I'm going to show you what we're looking for. You can see we have a little light brown golden color to it, but not too much. We don't want it too baked through because we want to be able to come back in and slice these cookies. Our biscotti have cooled down and we're ready to cut them and slice them on the bias and rebake them, and we're going to rebake them in the convection oven at about 325, and you'll see they'll get toasted on both sides, and that's when a biscotti is done. What we're going to do here is I have a container that's going to hold my ends. I've loosened the biscotti with an offset spatula just on the parchment and the sheet pan just to make sure it comes up, and that way it ensures that I have, and you can see it's baked, but we're a little undercooked on the interior, which is what we're looking for. I'm going to come in at an angle. You can see that angle, at an angle. Very better this way. At an angle. And I'm going to come in and cut an angle and an angle on both sides, and I'm going to take these ends and I'm going to save them. The biscotti ends are a great Scooby snack, or they're also beautiful to crumble up on top of ice cream. So I'm going to cut this biscotti in half, and there's my two halves. From that half, then I'm going to make 8 pieces on each side, and the easiest way to start doing that is divide it up equally. And so I come in here, I'm going to cut this guy in 8, and I'm going to cut him in half, and with my my serrated blade, got that right, I'm going to come in and go down on top of the biscotti. If a piece falls off, I'm just going to set it back on. Then I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to lay them on my sheet pan. Here I'm going to do it again. I'm going to come in and cut this in half, this in half, this guy in half, and I'm going to be quick about it. I'm going to lay these out on the sheet pan all even. You can see we're a little underbaked on the interior. That is with intention. And I'm going to break up the same side here. I'm going to cut him in half, and then so we're getting 16 pieces out of a biscotti. This is a nice size too. Right? If you wanted to make them bigger, what would you do? You would, instead of rolling them in 4 equal portions, you could do 3. And that would give you a larger biscotti. You could even go larger from there. So then I'm going to start laying them out on my sheet pan as I cut them all up, and then we're going to put them back into the convection oven and toast the tops and the bottoms, and that's going to dry out our cookie, and that's where we get the twice bake for the biscotti. Our biscotti are ready to go in the convection oven. I want to say in the oven, but not the big oven. We're going to the convection oven, which is heated with a lot of air, which makes them toast really nicely, and it's really perfect for our biscotti. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say opening. We're going to load right here in this convection. And we're going to come look at our biscotti and test the tops of them to see how well they're being toasted and browned. So about every 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to come in and double check them. And you can tell from the tops when they get light and golden brown that our biscotti is done. And we'll look at those when they come out. The biscotti are done. The first way I can tell that they're done is because I can smell them. And that means that they've toasted nicely and baked all the way through. And that's what I'm looking for to begin with. Then once I want to take a look at them, I'm going to open my convection oven. And what I'm looking for, as you can see, okay, I'm going to bring them out. I'm trying to decide what to do. Is they've browned on tops. And that means the bottom is done as well. And you can really smell that they're toasted. And that means they're going to be dried out and have a little more crunch to them is exactly what we're looking for. I'll close this here, closing. And that makes a perfect biscotti.